Good morning, it's Miss Lady T. It's already getting warm out here in Ohio. um, Seeing the mailman a lot this morning because it's mail. I don't see him every morning though. Street sweeper, cleaning up the streets because we did have a lot of storms. Well, not a lot of storms, but a lot of rain yesterday. So washes a lot of washes it away. Anyway, I want to. The best time for me, and sometimes I hesitate. They're working on my dog again. Confirmation. Bree, you want to go inside? Come on, baby. Come on. I need to put the dog inside and they start acting weird. Ooh, bug in my house. Bug in my house. Roly poly. Get under the doors. But I want to talk today about something kind of crazy, I guess. Well, some people might think it's crazy, but this is what I gathered. And I know I don't read cards all the time. I can read cards, no problem. I'm more practical, and I'm not putting anybody down that reads cards. More practical use, and I'm sure other readers go through different things. I've heard stories. There's a sister energy in our energies today. I want to talk about today about sacrifices and how these people, and I know people get frustrated. They're like, when's our justice going to be here? When are we going to train on track? When are we going to get our justice? When, it's a giant game. This is a giant game, and it's like it's a game, and I've dedicated myself to being in the fucking stadium. You're playing the game in my stadium. That's where I'm at this morning. Playing chess. You're playing chess on the board. I'm the board. It's pretty much how I'm looking at it. And this is how we got to think. Because we're all living these lives, and it's breaking out of the 9 to 5, breaking out of, the control, the need and want all the time. That's how we was raised. That's how the system works, But I want to talk about these covens for a minute. I'm not real learnt on covens and how they do and what they do. Ooh, leaf drop. Good thing. But I'm just going to use... I'm not putting names out there. Drink your water today. Somebody was drinking water in their car. Don't text and drive. Sacrifices. These people have to sacrifice other people, other souls to get in their covens, to get, they got to do the worst to get leveled up. And I don't know why anybody would want to do this and have karma chasing after you all their life. But they have to run from karma. Literally run from karma. That's why they have to keep doing these sacrifices and taking people out that they love, because that's part of it. You rank up higher. This is the way I've never been in one, never, no desire. I'm with God, the Most High. Oh, I'm going to piss people off. Hothead burrito just pulled in across the street. I don't care if it pisses them off. But I'm noticing just, hi, baby bird. Hi, honey. Aw, hi, baby. A little bird came to visit me this morning. They come and land on my porch. And I think they listen too. I know it sounds weird, but I do. I'll say good morning to the birds and stuff when I walk out. They land close and stuff. But yeah, sacrifices. I have a family member that's in a nursing home, and she had complaints kind of about her roommate, because she kind of always hogged conversations, hogged the controller to the TV. It's different stuff. And I know things happen, and maybe these aren't all sacrifices. Maybe I'm, maybe my interpretation's a little bit off, but I think it's right on. But if you're of the light, they sacrifice you. Dude, they're ranking, and they're going up in their little covens. confirmation. And I get confirmations outside just because you know, uh, it's it's things talking to you. But this person passed away about 2 weeks ago, and I was sad to hear because when I visited my family member, you know, the girl was a nice woman. You know, she was in health conditions and stuff. She'd been in the nursing home for a while, and maybe it is, maybe I'm not. Sacrifices. They try to annoy you and do the most to you, but when they do succeed in a sacrifice, they get ranking, or they get to run from karma. Karma doesn't chase them as fast anymore. Um, and then about 3 or 4 days later, and people that pass away in threes that I've noticed. 3 days later, I had an old family friend, and I might have touched on this a little bit before. An old family friend that used to watch my son. Breaks my heart. God, this breaks my heart. I hope and pray that he's not. But I think it was, this person watched him, and we all hung out back when he was my kid was a lot younger. Confirmation. But I think there was a sacrifice made of this person. The man was only 40 years old. Not sure what he died of, or passed away, sorry. I asked my son about it, and it was really much that. It's like, yeah, no, whatever. But sacrifices. I'm not saying it is, but this is just what I'm noticing. They rank up. And I hope and pray he's made better decisions. I have 2 boys, but confirmation. Damn, somebody sneezed. But I believe that was a sacrifice, and they run from karma. If they're doing the most, they get to do the most a little longer, and it's not that it's it's not a good thing. We know that shit. Okay. Confirmation. But then I started looking back in the past a little bit, and there was one year I lost an uncle and 2 aunts in the same year within like 3 months. And the deal is to rank up, and believe me, they'll sacrifice whatever they need to sacrifice to get ahead and get what they need to be done. And they can't sacrifice you because you're of the light, and you keep beating them with their own shit. But if you'll start noticing people that you know, or acquaintances of, that maybe these people know a little bit better and maybe care for, that these people will start passing away. And it's just like, damn. And I noticed it was on Facebook, somebody, on their, at the end of their road, on their, pass away bed, I guess I should say. And it was the another person in my family, not officially in my family, but I'm like, I'll ask the universe, is this another sacrifice? And then I'll wait for a sign. Or my tarot cards have the yes, no, maybe. A lot of our tarot card readers, they have the decks that have the yes, no, maybe on them. Simply ask, is this a sacrifice? No, yes, maybe. Maybe you're on the right track, maybe you're off a little bit. But just notice things around you. Notice people around you. If you're doing the best you can and you're still struggling, and you see these other people doing the most, and they're, running around, being okay, guardian. You have a guardian contractor truck pass by. And I do this in the morning, and it's better in the morning when I haven't ate anything yet, and I first wake up, and that's why they tell you to fast. It's hard for me to fast. I like food. And there's a few days last week that I had to really watch my intake because there wasn't a lot of intake to have. And I noticed, instead of getting in despair, which that's what they want you to do, they want you to get in despair, get in your head, get you the woe is me, What am I going to do? How am I going to get the future going? And at this time, I live day by day, and I am thankful for every breath I take. I'm thankful for every blessing I receive, and I'm thankful for the blessings I'm going to, receive in the future. Very thankful. Thankful, I don't have a lot, but what I do have, some don't, and that you don't compare yourself. I'm thankful for my house. I'm thankful for all my animals being healthy. I'm thankful for everybody being able to eat breakfast this morning. Sometimes we don't have that option, and I've seen different people going through stuff on here. Some people doing without, the necessities of life. Like you need electric, you need water, you need food. And these are the things they try to control you with. Cigarette went out. I talk a lot. Oh shit. Maybe it should just be out. I'm gonna go inside and continue this because it's getting warm out here. Oh, well, I'm gonna finish my cigarette. Then we'll go inside. But lose my train of thought. But yeah, be thankful for everything God gives you. Because some people don't have as much as you have. Maybe they're even struggling even more than you. And stay prayed up and do your thing, And it's been hard for me lately, Crow. And the summer solstice was a week ago, Friday. And I was watching some stuff on YouTube about this is a good time for them. They go off and do a lot of rituals, a lot of stuff on the summer solstice. A lot of worshipers that are not worshiping the right thing. They're worshiping idols, worshiping the dark side, And it was the summer solstice Friday. I don't know if anybody's talked about this or not, but I was watching on YouTube that it's a very good time for them to get together, do the rituals. The new moon, we have a new moon coming out, and I believe that's a good thing for us. But they do these rituals, and they try to just have you go through the most. And this last weekend, I did. I went through the most until like Tuesday last week. I mean, it was rough. It's Saturday and Sunday. It just got worse and worse, kind of. And I'm just like, you got to carry through it. You don't get in your head. I do have my hang-ups, like my cigarettes and stuff. Trying to negotiate that best I can. But, I've had to quit a few times because I couldn't afford it. Sometimes I'd made bad decisions about, man, I could have bought more cat food if I wouldn't have bought a couple packs of cigarettes. My cats are, they have their dry food, but they like their wet food. And, you feel bad. You're like, well, I could have made a better decision on that. But I noticed a lot of my neighbors took off right before the summer solstice. And I believe I'm set right in the middle. Landscaping, GoPros pest control. Definitely pests. Confirmation. But I believe there was some rituals performed this last weekend. And we've had a lot of storms, a lot of rain. It's because you're not succumbing to their prayers of despair. There's a crow. Prayers of despair, I'll call them. Because they're not praying for you to do good. They're not praying for them to do bad. They're going to pray for them to, excel. And they want you to... I never pray for somebody to go do bad. Or I pray for sickness. That's just horrible. And that's where your spell work and all that bullshit comes in. Don't do that. Don't resort to spell work just because you got vendettas against people or you're pissed off at people because they've wronged you somehow. Just pray that pray for them. And that's when you have to rise above. That's when you take your vibration and rise above the bullshit, But if a lot of us have been going through harder things this last week, there's a reason. There's a sister energy. A lot of white cars, so you're heavily guarded. Just stay prayed up. I'm not saying that these things won't get to you sometimes. They will. Not saying that your mind won't travel and be like, damn, woe is me. I'm not going to be able to do this. And these people I can't stand. And you can't do that. I say, you know what? I'm going to pray for you people. I'm going to pray that you turn over a new leaf and wake up one day. And they can't undo their karma. They've already done what they've done. But they can start praying, start putting good out energy in the world. And maybe they can, if they haven't went too far, maybe they can, somehow get out of their karma. I've not been a saint, all my life. And I believe the last couple of years, probably 7 years, and I was paying for karma and didn't know it because I was introduced to somebody that I thought was just heaven sent, and maybe they was at one time, but they got turned wrong somehow, some way, and you feel sorry for you got to let these people go. You got to cut the cord, and you got to let these people go if they're doing the most. And I noticed when I finally got a lot of these people, most of these people, out of my energy, my mind started getting better. My situation maybe not the best, I could have a car, I could have a 9 to 5, there's a lot of things that could be better. And, it's okay though. I got the necessities. I'm not overabundant, but I am praying for abundance. On my paper, I write every day, I am abundant, I'm unstoppable, I am love, I am peace, I am successful. All right. Confirmation. And I write these things down every day. And they call it the 369. You write these things 3 times in the morning, 6 times in the afternoon, and 9 times at night. I do the 3 method. I haven't quite got down to the 6 and 9 part. Maybe I should start doing that. Confirmation, I guess I should. But this, just put it out in the universe, and the universe will talk to you. Yeah, they'll just tell you what you need to do, and you'll feel what you need to do. I notice when I start doing a lot of stuff around the house, housework and stuff, my day goes a lot better. There's down times and some, a nap in there sometimes. I don't nap like I used to, because shit got worse around here. And the more shit I do to counteract the bad shit that they're sending, the better things will come to you. I used to, my old routine was get up, feed the animals, and, watch a couple hours of tarot just to, see what energies are going around. But you can come outside or watch TV. My short yesterday, it was raining, then I got the Titanic movies and all these water movies and things that pertain to your day. I mean, literally to pertain to your day. Music. I was listening to my music this morning. Wildlife came on by the Talking Heads. I'm like, that's for damn sure. Cigarette went out again. I ain't gonna smoke, I guess. I'm talking a lot. But yeah, just watch the sacrifice thing. Watch around in your community and see if some of these people that maybe you suspect are not doing the greatest, they're not doing, what they're supposed to be doing. And maybe they're upstanding people. Maybe from an outside on this 3D level that, and they do their deeds, you think they're doing good. But behind the scenes is where it really is. And you don't see behind the scenes, and that's where we have to use our third eye. We really do. To see what's going on. You're just noticing things, and I'm like, there's sacrifices. Sacrifice over here. And there was a sacrifice, 3 sacrifices 1 year. And there's been 2 sacrifices. In the last 2 weeks, there's been 2 sacrifices. And I'm pretty 99.9% sure they were sacrifices. And this is how they get out of their bad luck and their bad karma. This is how they, if they don't do the sacrifice, if they can't steal your life or try to take energy from you, the karma catches up with them. And who wants to live with karma chasing your ass all your life? You got to wake up and start doing them, on the outside, watering your grass, planting your flowers, cleaning out stuff, and not saying these good things are, God wants a clean temple. And I can clean every day. There's always something here to clean. I have 4 cats and 1 dog, and it's the hair fight, fighting the hair and, the cat balls and all that shit. Confirmation. But, yeah, I'm trying to find, if I wait around to talk about it and I'm thinking in my head, well, I'm going to talk about this and I'm going to talk about that. Sometimes I never get to talk about it. And I'll start doing shorts, so I'll get bursts of information. Yellow truck, abundance. Bird just practically flew over my head. But just stay aware of your surroundings and be aware of what people are doing, around you. You can't always see what they're doing behind your back or what they're saying about you. I'm hearing crows this morning. If you hear bird fights, people are fighting around about you. Your name is in their mouth. And I was kind of harsh yesterday, and I'm like, people don't like you. There's people that fast. There's people, I'm sure, out here that you have friends. Maybe you don't see them. Maybe they're behind the scenes helping you. Maybe what you see in front of your face is people not helping you. People, not wanting you to succeed, or not wanting to. Doors open. I see a door open, stay open. Doors are opening, I believe, for a lot of us. Just stay diligent. Stay diligent in your prayers. Watch for these people passing away. Not worried, but usually people pass in threes. And that's two people that, acquaintances, they wasn't really close to me. But it makes me wonder about the third. And I know they're probably out here doing the most to try to get that, sacrifice that they need. In universe, usually the stuff like that happens in threes. But I'm just staying aware. And in my life alone, there's been two that I know of, the people that I knew. And good people, I believe. Best of my knowledge. I wasn't in their lives, but acquaintances. But just be prayed up. Be diligent. Help your neighbor. Help your friends. Even if you don't think they want, if you see somebody, open a door for them. Say hi to people. People wave back. Just good vibrational activity is what I'll say. Make sure, try to keep your diet as clean as you possibly can. Last night I had some ice cream. Haven't had it in a while. It's good to treat yourself here and there, but just be aware of what you're putting in your body. And that's pretty much all I needed to say. There's a heating and air truck that says Ribbit on the side. And we got Bentley in front of me right now that's heating and air. Just notice the trucks. Notice the cars that pass you. Notice what it says on the trucks. I got Integrity. It comes by every day. So, you're on the right track. 24-hour service. Bentley. Maybe somebody's getting a Bentley. You don't know. Crazier things have happened. Gas cap is off of one of the cars. Maybe it's time for you to get your fill up. You're spiritually filled up, But like, share, subscribe. Appreciate all my subscribers. Appreciate the donations. Appreciate appreciate the support. I really do. Because sometimes this is all the support we have, So you guys have a great Friday. Stay diligent. Stay prayed up. And like, share, subscribe, comment down below. It's Lady T.